recording.
Okay. Good evening, everyone who's present here. We're very glad that you're registered and we're more than happy to have you here. We welcome each and every one of you on behalf of the events committee for the Design Bootcamp Part 2. And here we are going to kickstart our journey of learning. We hope you have all the prerequisites installed and ready as we have mentioned before. The session is live streamed in our YouTube channel as well, where you can refer for clarifications and doubts in the future, if any. You can feel free to post your doubts in the text channel and unmute and ask also. Please join the live stream of Mark Gerald right now, as he's going to be speaking and explaining, and we'll be learning today. Also, in the roles channel, we'll have the roles for workshop in progress. We're going to react and then get it so that we don't miss anything that comes for it. Subscribe to that particular role so that we don't miss anything, right? Also, happy Friendship Day, everyone. Yeah. So today's speaker, Mark Gerald, he is one of our very enthusiastic designers here in Pattarai. What else? It's going to be amazing to be working with him, and that's all I can say. Rama, over to you now.
Thank you, Jasna. That was quite nice of you. Okay, am I audible, guys? Can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Okay, good evening. So, hope you are all well. So, I'm gonna teach you about this is the second part of the boot camp that we are organizing. The first part has been organized by Jonathan Randolph for Adobe Photoshop. So now I'm going to be taking over for Adobe Illustrator. So okay, first of all, I'm gonna present you a presentation. So after that, you'll get a clear idea about what is Adobe's Illustrator, and then I'll give you and then we'll straight up get into the software, Illustrator software. So wait, I'll show you my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Presentation screen.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So so what is Adobe's Illustrator? First of all, Photoshop. You might know Photoshop because it is so popular. Photoshop has become so popular that it has been added in a dictionary as a word itself. So everything editing that you do, so it's like, hey, this is photoshopped. Okay, that is photoshopped as well. So many of us know what Photoshop is, but some of us don't know what Adobe's Illustrator is. So I'm going to give you a brief introduction what Adobe's Illustrator is, and give a distinct difference between Photoshop and Illustrator. So first of all, what is Adobe's Illustrator? It is a graphic designing software. Go to next slide. Okay, this is a graphic designing software. So Illustrator, it's basically a vector drawing program. So it is also used to draw illustrations, cartoons, diagrams, charts and logos. These are its uses, generic uses. You can use more for it, product designing as well, like marketing as well. And unlike bitmap images that store information in a grid of dots, which is used for Photoshop, which it uses a grid of dots, Illustrator uses mathematical equations, which is vectors. I know it is a bit tiring for hearing a max word. It uses vector to draw out its shapes. Vector, in the sense, it uses a group of dots or nodes which are connected by lines. So these groups and lines, these group of dots and lines, they form a shape. So, and the most important thing in Illustrator is this makes the vector graphics scalable without the loss of resolution, I would say. So there's no loss of resolution even if you like kind of zoom in or zoom out in Illustrator. So this is the common difference between like virtual difference between bitmatch and bit image and vector image. So in bit image, it consists of small squares of different shapes, small squares of different colors grouped to each other to form a image. So they are also called as pixel, as you know. So bitmap is like a array of value to represent different values of colors in each boxes. So they are called as images also. In vector, they are formed by as I said, they are formed by either dots or and lines. So as you can see, they are formed only by dots, not by squares as in Photoshop. So this is the clear difference between a bitmap and a vector image. So bitmap it uses Photoshop, and vector image it uses Illustrator. So what are the basic advantages of vector graphics? It also has disadvantages, but I'll first go with the advantages as I said. So first of all, as I said before, there's no resolution lost. Even if you take a printout of a scaled image, so it does not lose its resolution or its originality or its structure, I would say. So the lines are crisp as well. Even if you like kind of zoom in, the lines are kind of sharp and crisp, as in a PDF. If you zoom in through a PDF, you would see like the images don't lose their structure or integrity, and they also print at high resolution. So the file size is also smaller compared to the Photoshop. And they are also useful for drawing illustrations, and they are not used for photorealistic images, I would say. As in like Photoshop, they are using photorealistic images for editing, but it's not. I would come to the disadvantages. It is sent in disadvantages. So here comes the disadvantages of vector graphics. So it looks 2D kind of thing because it's cartoonistic and flat. So the drawings tend to be flat and cartoonistic. And the second thing, it's hard to produce photorealistic images. So if you are thinking that we could edit images, edit photorealistic images, so this is not the software for you. I would recommend you to go to Photoshop, I guess, because it is used for only posters, like animating posters and animating photorealistic images into animation. So these it's used for that only, so not for real photos, I guess. Abhishwa, can you tell me? Did you unmute that? Okay. These are the main differences between Photoshop and Illustrator. So when you go through this, you can get a clear picture of what Photoshop and Illustrator is. So it is a raster based. Raster based means it's a pixel based. So each pixel contains a color. So a group of pixels give you a photorealistic image that is used in Photoshop. Wherein in Illustrator, it is used by vector based, where it uses mathematical equations called vector. So it uses nodes and lines, a group of nodes and lines which form the object or illustration. So when zoomed in, as you can see, the image gets blurred and messy in Photoshop. So as you can see in Illustrator, when zoomed in, the images are clear, as in PDF, I would say. The file format, as you know, the Photoshop has PSD, their own file format, and JPG and PNG. So Illustrator also has JPG and PNG, but the most popular file format, I would say, is AI. That's their file format, and EPS and SVG, scalable vector graphics, which is used in websites for displaying vector images, and PDF. So here comes PDF. So if you like example in PDF, if you like scroll in, you wouldn't get the image doesn't get rasterized or pixelated when you zoom in. So this is the basic difference between Photoshop and Illustrator. So I kind of represent this code because when you do something in terms of design, so you don't do it for yourself. So a life not lived for others is not life lived. So I go by that saying. So my life goes by that saying. So what we do it for others, but not for us. So art is not what you see, but what you make others see. So you make art. You make art and design for others to see. So it's like a thing, you make others happy through your work, I would say. So this is said by Edgar Degas. Is a French pessimist from 18th century. So he's a famous French pessimist. So I thought this quote would give you a deeper sense in terms of what you have to do in terms of designing to please others, to please your clients, I would say. So here goes the quote. So here comes the last topic for Illustrator. So designing. So what are uses? So they are basically used for designing logos. So as you can see, Nike, Target, McDonald's, Starbucks, Apple, and they are kind of used for making easy illustrations. So they are also used for designing logos. And they are also used for drawing maps, for cartoonistic maps. They are used for like that. And also for as I told you, you can also trace a photorealistic image into a cartoonistic image using Illustrator, and you can also create your own character through your creativity in Illustrator also. So you can also do infographics, like doing graphs, and you can also create through visual. You can create graphics through visual content, like pie chart, graphs, and stuff like that. It's like also like damn useful for this, I would say. And as I said, they are used for packaging, designing. So for the stickers on the bottles or of the packet, if you want to design it, Illustrator is the software that you should go to, I would say. So here are the uses, and okay, let's get started. So here is the basic overview of what Illustrator is and what it is like distinct from Photoshop. So many of the people are saying that Illustrator and Photoshop are kind of both same. I would not say like that, but they are kind of different parts, and many designers use for them for different purposes, I guess. So here, this is the presentation. So if you have any doubts about this, the floor is open. If you have any doubts, like, you can kindly ask me. I would like to answer the question as well, or if you want, we can go into the software. Guys, if you have any doubts, and don't kind of feel shy to ask questions, like even silly questions, I guess, because it's okay to ask questions, because through questions you can clear the doubts, and you can be more specific about the software and things. If you have any questions, or else can we move? Can you move, guys? Okay.
I think then we can proceed.
Yeah, okay, good. Okay, first of all, we'll get into the software. So open your softwares, Illustrator softwares. It will take a minute for you to take out the software, because for some computers 4 GB is not enough for it. But if you end the process of the behind process of some, you can see right in Illustrator will work in 4 GB computers, but only if you kind of run it independently by not opening tabs, unwanted tabs, I guess, like Notepad, File Explorer, Google Chrome, I would say. So don't open unwanted tabs. Only the tabs you want, you have to open. You have to keep it open. So yep. So I will give you a reminder here. Illustrator. So I've posted a message in Design Bootcamp. So if you want, kindly react to this message. Nice. Because it will take some time, so I wanted to wait for some of the guys because I don't want to keep you kind of left it alone, so that's why. Because you can't like see this session by looking at it. I want you guys to work on it because you won't get it by kind of looking. You will get a gist of it by working. You will definitely get a gist of it by working on it, working on the software hands-on. So I would suggest you to do that. So yep. Only 14. Okay. If you do not know where I've posted the message, so here it is. Okay, nice. Okay, let's get into Illustrator. So this is basically what you are displayed when you go into the Illustrator software. So you can create a file here. So first of all, you can create a file here. It gives you a lot of options, like for A4 sheet, for postcard, you can also do illustrations for web designs, for web also. So for phones also you can do, for TV also you can do 1080. I don't suggest you to do 1080 because it kind of displays like a transparency grid or checkered grids. It's like kind of annoying for you to work on it as well. So I suggest you to go on 1920 by 1080, but wait, I'll show you how the process goes. And these are the recent files that you have worked on. So if you have worked on previously, you will get a recent files that you have worked on. You can readily kind of click it and go into that, and you can directly go and work on it. So here you have to click create new. So when you click create new, you can go for in the web large. I've kind of already selected here 1920 by 1080, but for you it might be new because for you it is the first time that you are going into the software, so it will be kind of new for you. And yep. So I would suggest you to go to go to web. So in upper you can see web. Under this you have 1920 into 1080 pixels, web large. So kindly select that. So this is the kind of common thing that common board that we use for doing illustrations for posters and like that. So you can kind of also name for it, give a name for it. I'm going to give it as design workshop, and make sure you put pixels, because pixels comes in handy in many things. Don't put like points or because comes in Adobe InDesign or XD, I guess. It comes in Adobe XD. I don't know what unit is that. And don't use points, only use pixels, because pixels is kind of easy to measure and work with as well. So if you want the whiteboard, how many whiteboards do you want, you can like kind of choose it. So this is bleed is kind of we can't like kind of discuss right now. Don't go to advanced settings. Okay, this is advanced settings. So as you know, in Photoshop there's also a color mode called RGB and CMYK. So RGB color is used for displaying illustrations through electronic gadgets like phones, TVs, laptops, and CMYK, cyan magenta yellow. So they are cyan magenta yellow, black color. They're used for printing. As you know, in newspapers you see like that 4 dots, right? Cyan magenta yellow color. You would see that it's used for basically for printing. So they both have a lot of differences between the colors. So I suggest that you should go in RGB color, and screen is 72 ppi because it's like working with 72 ppi. So preview is 72 ppi, the resolution is, but if you export it, you can like kind of increase the resolution of the export of the render or export. So keep it at default for the preview mode, and just create it. So these are the settings. Keep it in the orientation called, you can also keep it at portrait, but I suggest you should keep it at landscape. So here you can put create. Once you put it, it will create. So it will give you it will get you through into the software UI. So this is where you work, this is where you get your design creativity here. But don't get panicked by the UI, because my UI will be different from your UI. So first of all, what you have to do is that first of all, have you created a file? Kindly react to this message. Kindly react to this message, guys. Yep, nice. If you have any doubts, don't like become shy to ask me. I'll like kind of do it again as well if you want to do a certain type of technique as well. Am I going fast? You can also say, you can also tell me if I'm going fast or not. If I'm going slow, you can also tell me that, because each one of us has a different type of learning, right? So I suggest that you can like kind of tell me. Okay, 14. Okay, let's get into okay. So first of all, what you should do that first we'll like kind of restructure the UI that you are seeing. So first of all, go into this drop down. So it will give you essentials, I guess, in first if you go through. So I would suggest you to go in essential classics, because it will give you the necessary things on the display for every object that you choose. It will give you the necessary properties of that particular object. So I guess essential classic is the one to go to in terms of UI for this software. So in Workspace, this is essential classic. It's a type of a workspace. So yep. So now I'm gonna like slightly explain you about the UI of the software. So in top you have got the menu bar, and this is the properties bar, and this is the toolbar, the various tools that you have, and these are the properties of the two objects that you choose. If you choose a particular object, it will turn into that particular property. If you choose a text property, it will give you like text font family, sort of that. And here are the assets. You can access them through the windows here. You can access them through the windows here. So if you want appearance will come here, and if you want layers will come here. Your layers will come here. Okay, I've disabled the layers. Now I'll kind of do it. Okay. Yep. If you want a particular asset, you can take it from the window. So there are many things, assets here. So I will go through them one by one in the later session, in the later part of this session. So first, this is the assets, and these are the tabs that you can also drag these tab and kind of place them here, but it will be kind of like cramped here. So I would keep them here. So yep. I will keep only the important things here. So libraries, I don't want libraries. Okay, I'll keep it here. Only keep the important ones here. Then okay, first of all, are you clear with the UI? Have you set the UI to Essential Classics? Kindly react to the message, because Essential Classics is the most important thing in this, because if you don't kind of select that option, my UI may be my UI may vary from your UI, and you'll kind of get messed up when I go through some kind of stuffs here. So that's why I kind of suggest you to go through Essential Classics. So go here and put Essential Classics. Your window will change somewhat like this. And these are the tabs. You can put various tabs, which is files here, Adobe Illustrator files here. So if you open a particular file, another file gets here. So it will keeps on stacking up in the horizontal direction. And this is the workspace. So as you can see, you can put your anything here, your artboard or anything here. So, and first of all, for going through the artboard freely with this hand tool, first you have to hold space and do this. Hold space and click the mouse, hold it, and you can like kind of travel through the different parts of the areas, because it is kind of annoying to go here and here. So it does not gives you the hustle of doing the work through scroll bars. It does not does that. So rather you can hold space and click and hold it, and you can kind of drag it here and there. You can travel to the different parts of the canvas. And you can also zoom in and zoom out through Alt and scrolling. Alt and scrolling. So these are the two of the most important operations that that will come in handy when you get on to intermediate level, I guess. Intermediate level. So it will be easy for you to zoom in if the structure is good or not. If you can zoom in, and you can also travel to different parts of the artboard. So this is pretty much all about it, about the UI and the two basic operations. So yeah. Okay, then now I'll get you through the stuffs, like the toolbar stuffs here. Okay, the first thing is the selection tool. So selection tool, it will like here we are in selection tool. So you'll pretty much get the hang of the selection tool, because you will get the if you want to select an object, you can put the selection tool, or its shortcut is V. So I'll share you the shortcuts of what I am teaching now in the after this session. I'll give you through a folder, so it will be kind of useful for you, and you will get the hang of it eventually. So this is the selection tool. You can select your text, your object, your anything as well. So this is the text, and this is the uh, pen tool. Speaking about pen tool is one of the most I would say it's the most important tool in Illustrator, because you can draw illustration using using mm, this pen tool. You can, as I said, you can draw photorealistic images using this pen tool. So it will be handy for you if you go on above an intermediate level. So for beginners level, I suggest that the pen tool is kind of hard for you, because you have to get the hang of it. It will take time for you to get the hang of it. So okay, I'll give you a small surprise here. I'll give you a okay. See. Okay, I've posted a link in the tools pen. I've posted a link, as you can see. I've posted a link here, so it gives you a clear explanation about how a pen tool works. You can go there and you can kind of experiment it there. So it comes like this. You can also kind of press P. It kind of creates paths and lines through different kinds of nodes. See, it's kind of a game. It's a fun game, I would say. You can kind of play with it. Okay. At first it will be kind of hard, but as you go, you would get the hang of it. It be kind of really it destroys boredom, I guess. It will take some time for this to end. You can also play it. It's kind of very easy for you. If you do this game, you will get nice understanding about the pen tool. So here you can see you can draw different illustrations using pen tool. So they have given an outline. You can do at each vertices. You can do a dot of pen. So it connects through paths. These lines are basically called paths. So you have to end it by clicking on the starting point. Though the starting and the ending point are same as are both same. So you can play. It will take some time. So here you can see. If you want the curvy lines through pen tool, you can kind of do it. Sure. So you can do also curved lines by this. It's kind of hard now. It's nice for you to kind of even if you don't have Illustrator software, you can go in through this link and you can like kind of get to know the basics about illustration, the pen tool, because it's one of the most important tool. So don't like kind of underestimate this tool. So you can play on and on and on. So okay, pen tool, have you kind of get the hold of it? It's I know it's for beginner, it's kind of hard for you to get the basics of it. but eventually as you go, you can also after this session also you can kind of ask me questions and doubts, and also I'll be giving you a task, as in Photoshop as well. I'll give you a set of rules. By that rules you have to complete a poster, and then only you'll be getting a certificate for Illustrator software. So kindly this message, kindly acknowledge this message by reacting to this message. Pen tool. Okay, nice. It's okay for you if you are confused with pen tool. It's okay to be fine, because I was kind of confused when I got into this pen tool. You will eventually get the hang of it, because for doing the poster now, pen tool has no contribution in it, but for that knowledge I'm like kind of teaching you the pen tool. Okay, does anybody have any doubts? Kindly ask me. I'm free to like kind of speak to you. Like, don't what I say, don't like treat me like a higher official or somewhat like that. I'm just a dude here teaching you guys. Okay, so pen tool goes here, and okay, now I'm gonna teach you about text tool. Text tool here comes first. You have to click the text tool. Here's the T. Here's the text tool. First you have to click and drag it. When you drag it, it will automatically generate a text called lorem ipsum. You have known about it in web development. Lorem ipsum is a text generator. So if you don't want that text, put backspace, and you can also like kind of increase this text font. You can also increase this text font. So put design Pattarai. Okay, I'll tell you. Okay, you can put design Bootcamp. This is design Bootcamp. So I'm putting like this. You can also by selecting this, you can also change its text family. As you can see, you can change its text family. I would go with Montserrat because I like its style, and I'll go with extra bold. Then you can also change its color. If you want, you can choose that green. Okay, this looks flashy. Okay, you can also use pink. I would go with black or white, I guess, but not pure white. I would go with some kind of grayish white, because the poster that I'm going to show you is that it features a blast of gradient. On that there will be a kind of a white text, but not too white. It's closer to white, I'd say. This is design Bootcamp. So now basically I'm gonna tell you the tools, and then I'm gonna tell you about how to make the poster, and from that you will get the hang of how to do a poster from scratch. Okay, if you have any doubts, kindly ask me. Okay, I will give it as okay. First we'll do the this is the rectangle tool. We'll come to the text tool after a while, but now I'm gonna show you about the rectangle tool. Rectangle tool, what you can do is that you can put a rectangle. You can like kind of click and drag it, and you can change its colors as well. You can also move it. Here comes the real use of the selection tool. You can also move it here, and you can also rotate it. So when you go near it, you can also rotate it. And you can also rotate proportionally through 45 degrees of angle, like 40, 15 to 70 here as well. Okay, this is a cool feature, so I like using a shift every time. You can also add strokes. As you can see, there's a stroke here, you can't see right now, so by selecting it I'm going to increase the weight of the stroke by 2 inches. So you can also do like this. And one more thing, I want to show you layers. I'll also show you layers. So layers, what that means. Okay, layers is kind of familiar to Photoshop. So the everything Photoshop has different each object has different layers, like, okay, if you want to put a property to object, you have to go in that layer and you have to kind of put properties like adjustments, properties, and sort of like. But in Illustrator you can directly select it by the selection tool, by the V tool. You can directly select it. If you want to bring the green tool to the front, green box to the front, you can click it and you can hold it and drag it to the top. It will get to the top. So these are the use of the layers. If you want to kind of select it through layers, you can select it, and this has got selected, as you can see. And you can also kind of lock it. If you lock it, it will like kind of embed in its place, and you won't be able to move it. So I'm in selection tool. Even if I'm in selection tool, I can't like kind of move it because it's locked, right? So you can also change its visibility also by clicking the eye symbol here. Okay. Yep. So this is the line segment tool. You can like draw a line. It's used for drawing margins and bleeding edges, I guess. You can like also draw it. You can also change its size, thickness, and you can also change its color. So most of the things are kind of interrelated with Photoshop. So like in layers, but not wholly, but some principles are kind of the same. So the tools that I am teaching you guys are only basic levels. So if you want to, this session I would say is just an eye-opener session for you guys, because it will help you to create a poster, a nice poster, I guess, an event poster for an event. So it will give you an eye-opener. It's based on you guys for you to go on an above intermediate or to advanced level as well. And this is the brush tool. It doesn't have that much of a relevancy to this, I guess, because we don't use this in posters or what I would say. But you can use this. You can also change its color. You can also change how the strokes as well through different settings. And this is the rotation tool. It's used to rotate. So as you can see, there's a like small point, right? This stroke will kind of rotate on that point. If you want to move that point, you can move that point. So if you do it, it will kind of rotate on that point, because this point is here, so it will hang on that point, and it will rotate according to that point. You can also change it to here. and this will go like this as well. So these are the basic things I'm saying. And this is also the gradient tool. So gradient tool we use quite often, as you know, gradient tool. So for gradient to occur, first choose, first take out this. If you don't want stroke, just click the white box with the red slash on it. If you don't want fill as, if you don't want fill, so you can also click this white box with the red slash on it as well. So here's the box. So I'm gonna give it a gradient finish. You have that you will have that gradient finish by default. So you can click it, and once when you have click it, and you can go to gradient settings. How you can go to gradient settings? It's an asset. So by selecting this icon, just click gradient. Gradient will come here, and you can also kind of make its proportionality of both the colors if you want, and you can also add some colors in between. Okay, so if you want to take this color, you can just put delete stop. So I want a different color. I want this color, and here I want, just click on that circle and you'll get it, and just select on this color. Okay, yep. So this is the gradient tool. So you can also put gradient for text as well. I'll kind of educate you on that as well. So for text, you can do, what you can do is that text you can do, if you select this, it won't give you the text, the gradient text. For text, it's kind of complicated one. You can't like directly put gradient text, the gradient color on the text. But what you can do is that first click on it, and this is the fill color, and this is the stroke color. Fill color is like the solid fill, what you put it on it, and stroke is the outer border. Stroke is the outer border, what you put. So for this, I've not put in any stroke. So by clicking on the fill, I'm putting none. None means I don't want any fill. So I'm going to show you how to put a gradient on it, how to put a gradient on that text. So now I'm going to put it like, first click that text and click the fill and put no fill. Then go to, in Windows tab, go to appearance. Go to appearance. Then you will see a small box here, add new fill, right? Just click on it. Then you can put here. So here it will, you can't like give it a direct gradient. So it will take a subtle amount of time here. So here, and you can change its gradient settings through the gradient tab that has been given earlier. So you can also kind of like make it red, and okay, this is very okay, yep. You can also do it like this. It's like it's kind of nice for you to put gradient, but don't use this quite often. Only use this for only in the required place, I would say. I'll tell you. And you can also change the paragraph of this. You can also, wait, I'll show you. So you can also change this to left align. You will have the paragraph. I told you, right, if you choose the text, it will give you the properties of that particular text. So the particular properties are align center, align right, align left. So these are the important things, and these are align center, justify with align last line, align left. You can also give a line spacing for them. Here you can give them a line spacing. Here you can give them line spacing. here. As you can see, the last line is kind of splitting here. You can give them line spacing. You can also like kind of make them small, right? You can also give them the letter spacing. Okay. So far I have kind of helped you with text and shape tool, text shape tool. So if you have any doubts, kindly ask me, kindly respond if you have any queries about it. Text and shape tool. I have posted. You can okay. If you want, I can also like make you, if you want, I can also like kind of teach you that gradient also for the text, because it's kind of confusing for you. It will be confusing for you. So now I've gone through the text tool, the shape tool. Now I'm going to go with the gradient tool. So gradient tool is that it's kind of like this, but you can change the angle. Okay, you can't like see it from here. I'll show it from here. You can't like see it from the if you want that, if you want to change the angle of the gradient, you can kind of do it like, if you want a linear gradient, you can do it like this. If you want a diagonal gradient, you can do it like this. If you want a vertical gradient, you can do it like this, by clicking and dragging it outside the box. But you have to select this, you have to select the gradient tool, and you have to put it like this. Okay. You can also do it proportion. You can like increase the proportion of the gradient of one of the colors. It's kind of nice for you to do it in posters. I'll show it in your posters. And now I'm gonna like show you what is eyedropper tool as well. Okay. So okay.
I have a doubt.
Yeah. Just tell me.
If we zoom in this gradient, there'll be no pixel lost or something.
No.
It will be crystal clear, right?
Yeah, you can see. Go.
You can see the difference in Photoshop. It will break.
It will break. You have to put a particular settings called rasterize image, because it doesn't lose its integrity. So if you like kind of make it bigger, and if you also like kind of zoom it in, you won't kind of lose its integrity or its structure. So it's like a PDF. In PDF, as you know, if you like kind of zoom in, you won't get any disturbances or noise in that image.
Thanks.
Yep. So like this, you can ask me doubts. So I'll be like happy to help you, because the more doubts you can like I can clarify, the more clear you about the topic. So yeah. So okay. So what eyedropper tool? Okay. What does the eyedropper tool does? Okay. It will if you want that the color from that if you want a particular color, right, from the UI that you are looking for, you can like choose it from that eyedropper image. For example, if I want this red color to be transferred here, the same color, for that I'll have to select this one, then I'll have to select this one, and click it here, then this will also get selected. So this is the function of the eyedropper tool. Just 1 second. I'm sorry guys. Okay, I'm here. Can you see my screen?
Yes, no.
Okay. So basically, what eyedropper tool does is that it will take the color that you are looking for. So if you want gray, it will take gray. If you want what do I say, red, it will take red. So if you want a particular color from this area, it will take that color from that area. So this is basically the eyedropper tool. You're basically taking the color from that location and transferring it to the objects that you are selecting. So that is what this means. And lastly, I would say artboard tool. So here goes. Okay, artboard tool. So what you are looking right here, this white area, this is like artboard. So everything that you do on it and everything that you export will be confined here. If you kind of like what okay, if you export this image, it will only show you half of the rectangle because half of the rectangle is outside. Okay, we are going to export only this canvas, so the objects only in this canvas will get exported. So this is the property of artboard. So don't get kind of confused why it's not getting exported when you keep the objects outside this area. Okay, and you can also kind of like move this here, there, here and there, and you can also kind of make adjustments to this artboard diagonally, proportionally, and vertically as well. You can also create an own artboard for yourself as well. Each artboard has a number for it, so it is easy to distinguish when you kind of exporting it for that matter. So yep, so these are the tools. So this is the hand tool. So I told you, right, hand tool, you don't have to use the hand tool by going through the toolbar and clicking it. So you can use space bar, hold space bar and click it, and you can like do it here as well. Okay. Does anybody have doubts? Okay, so this is what this means. Then now I'm gonna give you a certain techniques now, show you a certain techniques. So if you want to duplicate a particular image, particular object or text or whatever that may be, you can like kind of click it, hold Alt and kind of drag it. If you want to duplicate a particular image, not image in this case, image, object, shape or whatever maybe. If you want to duplicate a particular text, you can also do it. And this is the duplication technique. So far, have you guys understood everything, or have to say anything? Kindly react to the message I've posted in the design bootcamp. If you have any doubts, kindly ask me. It won't be a problem for me as well. Okay, nice. I'm looking for more because there are 23 members. I'm at least expecting more than 15 members. Nice. Okay.
another doubt.
Yeah, tell me.
What happens to the images that you import?
You can also import images by kind of, how do you want to export the images, right?
No. What happens to the images that are imported? Like you said, the quality will not break, but the images are different. Right?
The quality will break. The quality will get pixelated. I'll show you one thing. Save the images. Wait, I'll show you. Okay, yep, here it is. So I'm going to give you an image. So this is my image. So if you kind of get closely into it, you can see the individual pixels, right?
Yes, so they are handled differently than.
They are handled differently, but you can use the photos in Illustrators, but not for editing photos, but by keeping it in posters, by not tinkering it, but using it. In the sense, like you don't have the need to edit it, but because you can edit it in Photoshop, because you have Photoshop, there's no need to edit it here. It's like unwanted, and it does not give you a clear quality. It will get like kind of it's not like suitable for this.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, you can also like kind of clip it. Clipping means, I'll show you it. And you can also put different kind of shapes. So for different kinds of shapes, you have to like click and hold it. If you click and hold it, you will get different tools. Then if you want this image to be rounded, I'll just put a small hole here. Okay, I'll put a small hole here. Then I'll give it a no fill. Then I'll click both. I'll select both the images by clicking and dragging them. By clicking and dragging them, I'll select both. Then I'll make clipping mask. If I make clipping mask, as you can see, the top layer will only give the shape of that image. If I give a square pixel, I only get the square image. If I get a circle, I'll get only circle. So that's what basically means. So have you understood duplication and clipping mask? Kindly react to this message. Okay. So I'll give you the shortcuts here itself. So it's kind of easy for you to get. So these are the shortcuts for you. These are some of the shortcuts here, so you can use them. I'll also give it to you in the folder, but for timing, use these. It will be kind of easy for you. Okay, so I've shown you this. You can also one more thing. I wanted to tell you one more thing. So for text, if you want to align these texts in the middle of this artboard, just click align and horizontal align center. It will kind of align to the center of this artboard. First you have to click it, align it, click align, and if you want, there are many options here. You can kind of click align horizontal center, then align horizontal center, then vertical center. So it's kind of easy for you, and you can also align it to the right, to the left. So these are some alignment techniques. So in talking about opacity is okay. For this for this opacity means, you can know, right? If you know, opacity means it's the amount of visibility of that particular object. So the visibility is 100%. You can like kind of drastically so when it comes to 0, it is fully invisible, and you can see the color beneath this, right? So you can, this also comes in handy in certain aspects of designing. So this is also nice. Okay, then I want to show you about rulers. Nice. Here comes rulers. Here comes rulers. Put Control L, Control plus R. You will get two rulers. Two rulers from this direction and from this direction. So if you kind of drag a ruler from here, it will give you a ruler from horizontally, and this ruler will give you a vertically. So rulers are kind of handy when it comes to designing, because it helps you in aligning objects on a straight line, like using margins for some, and for also bleeding edges. I would explain you bleeding edges once we get into designing the posters. Yep, that's all about rulers. For the visibility of the rulers, you have to go to guides and hide. If you want to lock guides, you can lock it, then it will be locked. If you want to unlock it, go to guides and you can kind of unlock it. If you want to make it visible, you can go to guides and release guides. Go to view and you can perform all these tasks under guides. If you want to clear all the guides, you can clear it. So this is the basic operation of the rulers. And one more thing, image tracing, I will kind of help you with in doing posters. While doing posters, I will kind of let you know how to do an image trace. So if you want some time, if you want a break, kindly let me know, because now after this I'm gonna like perform how to do a poster and create a cool poster, event poster from scratch in Illustrator. So if you want 20 minutes break or 10 minutes break, kindly let me know. 10 minutes would be fine, I guess. 10 minutes. Okay, I've posted in the design bootcamp. If you have any, kindly react to that message if you want 10 minutes kind of break, because for the past 1 hour you've been tirelessly listening to me, I know that. So it will give you, kindly react to this message if you want 10 minutes break. Nice. Okay. Okay, we'll meet at 7:30 because 30 minutes time. So let's take a break. Uh, get up and refresh yourselves, stretch your legs, and let's meet up at 7:30. எப்படா இருந்துச்சு எப்படா இருக்கு டேய் இல்லடா அது ஓகே பட் ஆனால் யாரும் ரெஸ்பாண்ட் பண்ண மாட்டேங்கிறாங்கடா கொஸ்டின்ஸ் கேட்டா ஓகே யார் தெரியாத ஆளுங்க தான் கேட்கணுமா நான் ஃபுல்லாக இங்கிலீஷ்லேயே பேசிட்டேன்டா தெரியாமல் ஓகே இமாலயில் கேட்டா இமாலயில் என்ன சொல்கிறான் பாபுவா ஆண்டன் சுட்ராஜ் ஆண்டன்லாம் தெரியும்டா அவங்களுக்கு ஆ ஓகே ஓகே நான் இப்போ அடுத்தது போஸ்டர்ஸ் தான் பண்ணுவேன் இப்போ ஃபுல்லாக இந்த போஸ்டர் ½ அன் ஹவரில் முடிக்க முடியுமான்னு தெரில ஏன்டா 10 மினிட்ஸ் விடக்கூடாதா ஏன்னா ரொம்ப நேரம் அவங்க இருக்காங்கடா நான் தான் யோசிக்கிறேன் யாடா இது 45 மினிட்ஸில் முடிச்சிடலாம்ல ஒரு போஸ்டர் முடிக்க போகிறாங்க 8:15 வரைக்கும் கொண்டு போகலாமா ஓகே ஏன்னா அதுக்கு மேலே பார்ப்போம் மற்றபடி நான் எக்ஸ்ட்ரா சில கண்டென்ட்ஸ்லாம் வச்சுருந்தேன் அது வந்து டைம் ரொம்ப இருந்துச்சுன்னா நல்ல வேலை இதுவே ரொம்ப நேரம் ஆயிடுச்சு அவங்க கரெக்டாக யாரும் சொல்ல மாட்டேங்கிறாங்கடா இது எப்படி வரும் யாரும் கொஸ்டின் கேட்க மாட்டேங்கிறாங்களா செங்கோட்டையில் நமக்கு அவர் மட்டும் தான்டா கேட்குறாரு வேற யாருமே கேட்க மாட்டேங்கிறாரா நல்லா தான் போயிட்டு இருக்கு இப்போதைக்கு எப்பா பயமாரிடா 8:15 போதும்ல ஏன்னா இல்லைடா நான் என்ன நினச்சேன்னா நம்ம எல்லாருமே ஒரு நாளில் முடிச்சிடலாங்க ஏன்னா ரொம்ப இழுக்க வேணும்ல ஏன்னா நம்ம மற்ற வேல்யூ இருக்குல்ல நான் தான் நினச்சேன்டா ஏன்னா வந்து ராகுல் நான் வந்து ஏஐ பண்ணணும்னு சொல்கிறாங்க நம்மளுக்கு ப்ராஜெக்ட் இருக்குது எல்லோரும் இதில் காட்டெக்ஸ் வந்து இப்போ தான் மீட் பண்ணுவாங்களே ஸோ அதனால நான் அப்படி தான் நினச்சேன்டா எவ்வளோ சீக்கிரமாக முடிக்க முடியுமோ அவ்வளோ சீக்கிரமாக முடிச்சிடலாம் அப்படின்னு மியூட்டில் தானே போட்டிருக்கேன் இவனும் 10 நிமிஷம் தந்தாங்க என்ன சொல்றாங்க Okay, am I audible, guys?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so now I've taught you the basics now from Illustrator. So now I'm gonna hop into creating a illustration poster from scratch. So for that, okay, there are two canvases, right? Two artboards. We call it as an artboard. So I wanna delete one artboard. So for that, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to select the artboard tool and select any of one, and I'm going to like delete it. Press the delete key. It's just as simple as that. And then I'm going to press the V tool, which is the selection tool. So I want to kind of make this artboard into a particular resolution, into a particular size I want. Okay, for that I'm gonna again select the artboard tool, and then in properties panel, for that if you want to see the properties panel, you can go into Windows and you can click the properties. So you will get the properties panel, and if you click that click an artboard, it will give you the set properties of that particular artboard, like the position that is in the XY direction, and its width and its height. For making a poster, I want to make it as 1000 pixels into 1000 pixels. So I'm going to put 1000 pixels into 1000 pixels. It's as simple as that. Then enter. That's it. Okay. Now okay. Now I want to create an what do you say? A background for that poster. So for creating a background for that poster, I'm going to create a layer, a shape layer. So I want to expand it throughout the artboard area. It will automatically snap it to that artboard area. So if you're not getting the snap, you should go to view and snap to pixels, and you have to activate smart guides. I'll tell you in the later session why it is so useful, smart guides and snap to pixel. It will kind of automatically snap to the artboard, and once this artboard is selected, you can give it a gradient. So now I haven't done anything. I'll put a gradient here. Okay, and now I want to kind of make changes to the color of the gradient. So I'm going to ask I'll ask a question, but feel free to answer, or else nobody answers, I'll pick someone. It's as easy as that, because even if you don't know answer for a question, just try. That would be like the least thing that you can do. So I'll ask Maria Joseph. Maria Joseph.
Yeah, yes, now.
I want to change the color of this gradient. So what should I do?
Okay, go to the appearance
Appearance. Okay.
and add fill.
Okay. Add fill. What you are telling is that it's for a text. Okay. So for getting the color, so you have to choose gradient. Okay. Okay. Then you have to choose the color that you want. If you want to change the properties of that gradient, you have to go to Windows. As I said as before, I have to go to Windows, click gradient window appears, and you have to click it, and you can change it like directly here. You can change it. So I'll ask you one more question. That's easy. Okay, if you know, you can give it a try, Maria. Okay. How do you change the angle of this? Angle of this gradient?
No idea.
No idea. Okay. So okay, I'll ask some other one. Okay, Anton Judraj. Anton. Okay, he's not there. Okay, Crispin. Crispin.
Yes, no.
I want to change the angle of this gradient. Do you know what to do?
And 1 sec. Yeah, there and the right bar, no? The gradient bar. That we have an angle of 0%, no?
Okay, yeah.
If to any
okay.
L.
Okay. You can also change it here, and you can also kind of change it here as well using the gradient tool. You can also change it here as well using the gradient tool here. Okay, nice one.
Okay.
Okay. So here is the layer. So this is the layer. So I'm gonna choose that background. Okay. This is the background. Okay. Then I'm gonna basically design a poster for Pattarai. Pattarai's design bootcamp. So it will be like kind of relevant to the topic that we are in. So that's why. And okay. So for that, I'm going to create text. So for text, I'm going to click and drag it here. Okay. Okay. My text looks kind of big. So what I have to do here? Ponmani. I want to change the font family and also the size. Ponmani, can you hear me?
Can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Like there are options in the above.
Okay, yeah, right. Okay, right. Nice. Okay. Okay, I'll take light or regular. Okay, I'll take regular for Pattarai. Pattarai's design. You can also do it with me, so it will be like kind of nice if you do it with me. You'll get the hang of it. So yep. And if you want to change the color of the text, you can choose white. I'll go with white, but not white, but it will be close to white. There's no difference, but yep. I want also like kind of make this kind of small. I'll make it small. Okay. Then I'll do it here. Then I'll create one more. Pattarai's design bootcamp, I would say. Design bootcamp. Okay, this is design bootcamp, and as you can see, the line spacing is too high. What can I do now? Sharon Sneha, the line spacing here, right? It's too high. I want to like kind of decrease it. Can you tell me? Can you suggest a way? You can give it a try. There's nothing in wrong or right. Okay. Joshua, can you tell me?
To increase the line height.
I want to decrease the line spacing down.
Decrease line spacing, you can go to character.
Okay, where's it? Okay. You got the hang of it. Okay, character. Okay. Where should I change it?
The 80, first one, 85.
Okay, yeah, nice one. I'll do it as small as possible because I don't want it to be too spaced out. I guess. Okay, here it goes. Then I'll put bold, extra bold here, black, because this is the. Okay, yep. I'll kind of decrease it because I want to give more emphasis to design bootcamp because it is the hero of this poster, so I'll give it more emphasis here, and I'll give it a quote as well. Make yourself versatile. It's like a small quote for design, so I'll kind of make this small, and I'll also make this regular, and also I'll give more emphasis to versatile because that word gives you a lot of meaning in terms of design. So kindly take off this unwanted space by clicking the, because it will be kind of a disturbance to your poster, so that's why. And I'm going to change it to white. Okay, then I'm gonna give a content here, like a lorem ipsum content. Lorem ipsum content. Okay, I want it to be small, I guess, because okay, as you can see, the line spacing is too high, so I'm gonna like make it too small. Okay, yep, and I'm gonna expand this content. Okay, and I'm gonna right align it, not left align. Left align looks a bit awkward, so I'm gonna right align it. Then I'm gonna put small like www.pattarai.in. That's it. Pattarai.in. You can't like kind of see it, so I'm gonna change this color. Okay, yep, that feels right. Okay, then now comes image tracing. Image tracing is one of the most exciting things that you can learn in Illustrator, because when I learned, I used it for a lot of contents. So I'll go to I want to like put a social media, okay, social media logos here, because for Pattarai there are social media handles, right, for Pattarai. So I'm gonna like we have our page in the following social media. So for that I'm gonna go to social media icons. Yep, Yep, this feels right. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to save this. Okay, this got saved. So when you want to take that image through here, you can do it either by this goes here. Either by clicking and dragging into this, or else you can also export it, place it. By placing it, you can choose from downloads, you can choose it. So okay, this is the image. So take out a simple image because it does not kind of image traces all the images, I would say, because for complex images it might be difficult for the software to kind of take out the originality of that image. So okay, that how it goes. So when you click the image, there is an option called image trace. Okay, in that image trace there's a drop down bar. In that drop down bar you have to take 16 colors that it will trace all the colors, which is 16, which is composed of 16 colors. It will take all the colors. You can take 3 colors, which is black and white, which is gray shades, and gray, there are also shades of gray, and black and white logo. So that's why okay, I'll go with 16 colors. So when I go with 16 colors, it changes the image into a vector image. Okay, a vector into a vector illustration, into its எப்படி சொல்றது, உங்களுக்கு வந்து அதோட அந்த அந்த சாஃப்ட்வேர்க்கே தெரிஞ்ச மாதிரி அந்த இதை மாற்றிக்குது, அந்த ஆப்ஜெக்டை it will kind of change it. Then இப்போ வந்து இது சேஞ்ச் பண்ணியாச்சு. ஸோ now we are going to like kind of expand it, turn into a vector object. So before it was kind of a vector, now it's going to be like a vector object. So for that, expand, we are going to again expand it. So this whole image is a vector, but I want to take individual icons from this vector. So for that, I'm going to like kind of right click it and kind of ungroup, because these all icons are a group of vector. So for that, I'm going to ungroup it. Like for ungrouping, you have to click right click and ungroup it. So if you ungroup it, you can kind of click individual parts of the text, parts of the vector, as you can see here. So I'm going to take the white part here, I'm going to take the black part here, I don't want it. I'm going to take this and this. Okay, I want these 4 images, so I will kind of make this in the same line. So this is where smart grid comes in handy, because as you can see, there's like a pink line right between spaces. It will give you indication that you have come to the uniformity of the size spaces between the logos, so that you can keep the integrity of that logos. And then I'm going to fully click it, and I'm going to like make it smaller because I want this to be smaller. And I'm going to kind of group it. For grouping, I didn't mention it. Grouping is kind of making an individual objects into one group. So here you can see there are individual objects. You can select individual objects here, you can place it here. So I don't want it, I want it to be a group of objects. So for that, you have to select all the images that you want to be in a group, then right click and press group. If you group it, then when you select one thing, you will all the logos are selected, all the logos are kind of selected. So it will come in handy for you in the later session of this poster. And you can see here have done it here. Okay. Yep. This kind of looks nice. Okay. So here are the main contents of the poster. So it's a design boot camp, and I've also done it here. I'm gonna give it a small gist of it. Yep. Okay. Yep. This is the whole the contents of the poster, I would say. Apart from that, I'm going to be like only teaching you the design aesthetics of this poster, like adding shapes, adding patterns, and stuff like that. So as far as now, are you kind of lost, or tell me anything that comes to your mind? So far understood? So far understood? Okay, I've posted a message. Kindly react if you have understood so far. Because I would say Illustrator is kind of an easy software, because I think it's for me. But when I learned Illustrator, I didn't learn Photoshop before itself. So firstly, I learned Illustrator. It was kind of tough for me, I would say, first to get gist of it and hang of it. But eventually, when I made more posters and posters, I actually got the hint of it, and also the principle of that, how the software works, how the layers work. So I suggest you working. I suggest you to also work on this. Like if you kind of to destroy a boredom, kindly like do this design. It will kind of make your senses pleasing. I would say. Yep. Only 8 guys. Kindly react to the message, right? And if you have any doubts, kindly ask me. Also, after this session, you can also ask me through Discord. I will be, if I'm free, I'll be definitely be helping you. If you have any doubts, or you don't know how this is not working, I can like definitely help you. Me, Joshua, Abhi are like always here, so we'll be always be helping you guys. So don't worry about it. Now I'm gonna present you to the bleeding edges. Okay, bleeding edges like what, right? Making the contents confined to one area, because when you see a poster, so our eye contact is most important, I guess, most important. So I would say, because you would look at Bootcamp, and you would say most versatile, and you would say, okay, you will study this content, Pattarai, and you'll study sort of that. So for making it kind of satisfactory and confined into one area, I would say putting bleeding edges to a particular thing, particular image. I'll show you. For this, you'll drag the lines here. It will be clumsy when you put bleeding edges, but it will eventually be, the output will be eventually be kind of nice. Okay, yep, right, that's fine, I guess. Okay, yep. Make sure that the guidelines are somewhat kind of close to the artboard, and then for selecting all, you should select shift and press this and this. Okay, then you can kind of press the arrow mark left button and kind of make it to the right, left, and as you can see, it will look like kind of nice to your eyes. And you can also make this as well, align right as well. You have to select it and press the right key, right or left key. If you want to move the right key in larger distance, just click shift and arrow, right arrow or left arrow. It will move the object drastically. Without shift, it will move only like kind of small distances, I would say. So okay, yep, this is fine. Then now I'm gonna add a design aesthetics, because it looks kind of odd, right? Kind of normie, I would say. So now I'm gonna add a small rectangle. Okay, I'm gonna add a small rectangle. Okay, small rectangle. So this adds to a design aesthetics. Okay, and you can also kind of duplicate it using Alt and plus left click. You can duplicate it, and I'm gonna like kind of rotate it using Shift and the mouse. Okay, and I'm gonna like duplicate it again. I'm gonna shift it. Okay, then I'm going to group it by selecting by holding shift and selecting these two. I'm going to group it. I have grouped it. Okay, now when I move it, only this will move, both will move. Okay, so this adds to a design aesthetics. So wait, I'll show you. This kind of looks funny for you, but at the end product it will look kind of nice. Then you can also add some ellipse here. I'm not gonna fill it, but I'm gonna fill it with strokes. Okay, I'm gonna increase its strokes to a minimum level. You can put it in random areas. The design objects can be outside the bleeding edges. The only thing you should follow while doing a bleeding edge is that the contents which are important to this poster should be inside the bleeding edges. So these are the bleeding edges, as you know, I said before itself. These are the bleeding edges. And now I'm going to create an orb which looks kind of realistic. You will like it. You will like the output of it. First, for creating an orb, I will put a shift and click the left. Kind of click and drag the left. So it will like proportionally it will kind of increase the circle. Then I will give it a base color, which is okay. I'm not selecting it. I will select it. First I will select it, then I will put a fill for it. Okay, when I put a fill, okay, I'm gonna take the stroke as well. I don't want the stroke, I just want. Okay. Now I'm gonna give a hue. I'm gonna give a shade, like a shadow shade, pink shade for it. Okay, for that I'm gonna by selecting the circle, I'm gonna put the mesh tool. As you know, mesh tool, I've not said you before, but mesh tool is kind of a, you can create points in an object and you can give color to a particular point. So I'll show you by clicking it. By clicking the particular object, you can click here, and I want to give a shade on this corner. So by keeping selecting the mesh tool, I'm going to click a point here, okay, and I'm going to give a color to this point. So by I'll go to swatches. If you want to know where swatches are, you can go to window and click swatches here. So swatches here, go to window. Most of the things are in swatches or in view, I would say. So yep. And give it a hue thing. So as you can see, it's like an orb, reflecting orb, which reflects the pink color, okay. So this is the orb. So you can also add one more point, I would say. I'm going to add one more point here, and I'm going to give it a blue color, okay. So this is sort of nice, okay. As you can see, it gives you a realistic in terms of animation, realistic look in terms of animation. And you can also kind of make it duplicate it by holding Alt and dragging it out, and I'm going to rotate it. Kind of rotate it now, because okay, and make it kind of small, because I don't want the same object to be at the same place. You can keep it at random places. And I also want to do a plus sign here, so I'm gonna kind of duplicate it by Alt plus the right button, and I'm also gonna do it on another duplication, okay. Then I'm going to do a plus sign. I'm going to group it, okay. Then you can put it wherever you want to, okay. This looks nice, okay. Yep, okay, fine, okay. Then now I'm gonna like finish it as soon as possible, because it's Sunday, because I thought Sunday would be like a nice session for you guys. So that's why I'm sorry if I've taken your free time. So yeah, that's it. Okay, yeah. Then I'm gonna do a pattern. I guess I'll do a pattern. I'll show you a pattern. So for doing a pattern, first you should have a base shape. Okay. So this is the base shape. Okay. By clicking the base shape, I want the pattern to be holes, fully of holes, like in a grid section. So by selecting it, I'll go to object, then I'll go to pattern. Okay, I'll do it. I'll click the this one, the pattern from the object. Okay. You can also have spacing if you want, but I don't want spacing, I guess. This will create you a pattern, but it will not create with I would say spacing. Here's the spacing, so I will give you kind of spacing here. As you can see, it will give you a spacing. I don't want it like this. I'll be having a grid as well. Okay, I don't want 9 by 9. I'll have a 3 by 5 by 5. Okay. So this is a pattern. So once you have done with the pattern, I'm kind of okay with it. So I'll be You can also, if you want, you can also kind of make it smaller. Okay, so once you have done okay with the pattern, you can put it like done. Okay, so now where is the pattern? Okay, the pattern is kind of a fill. Okay, I would say it's right here. Okay, you can't see it because it's white. Okay, first you have to make a rectangle and you should put here. Okay, it will give you a fill, as you can see here. Okay, as you can see, it will give you a fill. So I don't want this too much, I would say. I'll keep it kind of here and I'll put it here. Okay, this sort of looks nice. Okay, sort of looks nice. Okay, I might put it here or put it here. Sorry. Put it here for I'm doing it for design, to make the design more appealing and beautiful. You can also put it for circles as well. Here you can put it for circles as well. Okay, and for more you can also like kind of do rectangle shapes. You can also like beautify the beautify the poster with shapes. And one more thing I wanted you, as you can see, there are like small dots here, right? If you click and drag the small dots, you will get a perfect rounded edges. So it's nice when you do posters. I'll often take this instead of sharp edges. So I will take a nice rounded shape, and yep, this looks fine. It already takes its colors. And also I would try one more thing here as well. As you can see, this is the sort of a basic poster that you can make. So I would say this is the basic prototype. I would say prototype or whatever, you can take it in that way. So this is it. And I also want to show you one thing. It's like kind of nice, I guess. Wait, I'll show you. In clipping mask, there's also called as pattern clipping. So pattern clipping is that you can make polygons, right? If you want polygons, you can kind of click it polygon and put it here. Okay, and you can kind of hold shift and kind of do it here. Okay, and you can kind of duplicate it. Okay, yeah. Okay, once you have done with it, you can also select all the things, and you can again do it with one more. Do it with one more, and I also want it one more as well. You can also duplicate it with alt, right? So So I don't want this, right? Okay. Yes. I'll take off the guides now. For now, hide guides. Okay, yep. So I'll put this, okay, I'll put this over this image, kind of make it large. Okay, then what you do is that you can select whatever images that you want. Okay, wherever the image should occur. I'm selecting this. Okay, I'm selecting some random shapes. Okay, and then in Pathfinder, go to Pathfinder. If you want to find Pathfinder, you can search it from here in Windows. Okay, make it as a compound shape. Okay, make it as a compound shape. It will make it as a compound shape. Okay, once you have made it as a compound shape, you can go to edit path or what. Okay, you can go to okay and make compound path. Compound shape will make it as a group, and compound path will kind of make the image protrude through the compound shape. Okay, what I have done here, I have to click all this. Okay, I have to click the image as well as the shapes as well. So when I go to compound path, it's not coming. Okay. When you put compound path, okay, so I should find okay, might be okay. Okay, yep, it's compound clipping mask. Okay, this is a kind of a pattern clipping mask, I would say. Okay, so this is it's kind of nice for brochures, for visiting cards, for portfolios. So it's kind of nice for giving a design that you are capable of doing designs and putting yourself in a design aspect, I would say. So this is can you kindly repeat the duplication of guides? Okay, yep, I'm sorry, I didn't see you. Duplication of guides. Okay, if you want to, okay, the guides are kind of show guides. Okay, if you want to duplicate a guide, first you have to check in guides whether the guides are unlocked or locked. If they are unlocked, if they are locked, you have to unlock it. And once when you select it, unlock. Okay, once you are selecting, it will change into blue. Okay, when you want to make this guide a duplication guide, it's like duplicating an object or shape as well. Okay, press or hold Alt and move it upwards. Okay, but you will not, it will appear. Okay, it's not appearing. Okay, yep, as you can see, if you want two of the guides to be duplicated, you have to select two of the guides and hold Alt and left click to the upper half, and you can do it like this. So these are some of the design techniques that you can do. So I've given you a basic basic to intermediate level of understanding of the illustration software, I would say. So because I want you guys to be creative and okay, thanks. Okay, you're welcome. It's my pleasure. Okay, I would say I've given you an eye opener. So it's from now you have to, it's by your own, you have to create a poster. So I would share you a PDF no on a Word, giving that what are the things that you need in a poster, what are the techniques that you should use in a poster, I would say. And then you have to kind of replicate it in a poster, and you have to give me the project file and the PDF project file and the PNG of it as well. And if you want to kind of give it a fine how it will look like in final, you can go to view and outline presentation mode. So as you can see, the output will be looking like this. Okay, this is how the output will be looking like. And if you want the unwanted images to be out of you do not want the outside images to appear, you can go view and trim images. If you go to trim, you can see the outside images have been trimmed. Okay, but they will be invisible, but they are not kind of not there, but they are kind of invisible. You can like kind of move them. As you can see here, you can move them. They are only invisible, but they are not but they are not totally there. Okay, this is trim. And once you have to export, go to export, then go to export as. Okay, if you want to export it. Okay, when you want to export it, you can the most thing for a poster is that we go with JPG, then PNG, JPEG and PNG. So these are the most common things that we use for exporting the folders. So so we'll go with PNG, JPG will go. Then and we'll use artboards. Okay, if you use all, if you do not use artboards, right, it will give you the whole workspace area. We don't want that. Okay, we want only the artboard things, only the things which are in this artboard, which is the poster. Okay, so I'm gonna click the range. We want which artboard. So the first artboard, this is the first artboard, so I want the first artboards to be exported. Okay, and I want it to be in downloads. Okay, I've exported. Then you have to be in RGB. Don't put it in CMYK because it will visually it will be in a different color, and the quality should be maximum larger because it will be kind of nice if you put it in 10, and high 300 resolution, output resolution, I'd say. What you are working is now in 92 ppi, which is like lower resolution, but for working it's easy, it's advisable, but for rendering it out you would only use high, which is 300 ppi. Once you put OK, and you will get it here. As you can see, it's a clear image. Okay, so this is how you do a poster in Illustrator. There are more things that you can do in Illustrator. I want you to like kind of explore it, and if you have any doubts, kindly ask me. I would tell you. Okay, yep, it's pretty much all about it. I think I've cleared all your doubts. If you have any doubts, kindly please ask me, or else if you after the session also you can also ask me. Okay, so yep, I'll share you the notes, the word document afterwards. So you'll have the requirements of what should be there in the poster. Okay, and you should the form link will also be posted in the group. Okay, so how many days do you want for this poster? It's your choice. How many days do you want for this poster to be completed? you should ask, you should tell me, so it will be like kind of nice, because only when you finish the poster you'll be like eligible to get a certificate. Guys, anyone, can you respond please?
What is the poster to be made now?
What the?
In the what we made now.
இந்த மாதிரி தானே கிட்டத்தட்ட இந்த மாதிரி தான்டா இருக்கும், சிம்பிளா தான் இருக்கும்டா. ஏன்னா நீங்க ரொம்பவும் பண்ண வேணாம்னு இருக்கும்டா. ஏன்னா வந்து there are difficult techniques to make a poster which will look good, but this is like a beginner to intermediate session illa, so it's easy for you to guys கொஞ்சம் கத்துக்கிற நீங்க பண்ணாலும் உங்களோட ஃபுல் எஃபர்ட்டையும் போடுற மாதிரி இருக்கணும். லைக் நாட் காப்பி பண்ணாமையே உங்களோட ஓன் ஸ்க்ராட்ச்ல இருந்தே பண்ற மாதிரி ஒரு போஸ்டர் நல்லா இருக்கிற மாதிரி இருக்கணும். ஓகே, how many days do you want?
A week now.
A week? It's too much. Okay, week na week kulle thandurnu. Will you give it?
Yeah.
Because week no romba adhigam. Okay, எனக்கு புரியுது. ஓகே, உங்களுக்கு புரியுது. ஏன்னா நீங்க இப்பதான் வரீங்க. ஓகே, எனக்கு புரியுது. ஓகே, yep, a week's fine. Okay, a week na இந்த வீக்ல இருந்து ஓகே சண்டே, அடுத்த சண்டே தான் டெட்லைன் 11:59 pm. ஓகேவா? ஓகே லடா?
Yeah, பக்கா.
எல்லாருக்கும் ஓகேல? Is everyone's fine with it? At least some yeses please.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, the feedback form is posted in this design bootcamp chat. Kindly put your grievances or whatever, if it was fast or it was slow or you can't like get the concepts of it, you can also like put it there. And if I have clarified your doubts, you can also like kind of put it there. Okay, if you have any doubts,
Also, now one more thing.
Okay.
Tomorrow, when do we have to meet? The timings for the meeting?
tomorrow வந்து poll போடுவாங்க. Subik, poll tomorrow there
Yeah. I'm doing it.
ஒரு poll போடுவாங்க. So according to that we'll like tomorrow we'll schedule the session. ஸோ இப்போதைக்கு இல்லஸ்ட்ரேட்டர் முடிஞ்சிருச்சு. நாளைக்கு வந்து உங்களுக்கு டிசைன் டெக்னிக்ஸ் அண்ட் அடோபி XD வரும். ஸோ XD இஸ் கைண்ட் ஆஃப் பார்க்க சிம்பிளாக தான் இருக்கும். ஸோ பட் இட் ஹேஸ் லைக் லாட் ஆஃப் இம்பார்ட்டன்ஸ் டு UI அண்ட் UX டிசைன். இது நிறைய கம்பெனிஸில் அதான் யூஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க. ஏன்னா ஒரு ஆப் எடுக்கிறாங்கன்னா அதுதான் யூஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க. டுமாரோ வில் பி லைக் நைஸ் செஷன் பிகாஸ் அபிஜேஷ் யூ ஃப்ரெண்ட் இஸ் கோனா லைக் கைண்ட் ஆஃப் டீச் யூ. ஸோ ஸ்டே டியூன் டு தட்.
இப்போ நல்லா தான் இருந்துச்சு.
ஓகே, நைஸ், தேங்க்யூ. ஓகே, உங்களுக்கு நல்லா இருந்தால் சரி. ஓகே, எனக்கு வந்து உங்களுக்கு ஏதாவது டவுட்ஸ் இருந்தால் கூட என்கிட்ட கேளுங்க, ஒன்றும் பிரச்சனையும் இல்லை. அதாவது மெசேஜ்னா கூட நான் எதுவுமே சொல்ல மாட்டேன். ஏன்னா எனக்கும் நான் உங்களை மாதிரி தான் இருந்தேன் ஃபஸ்ட்டு. தென் ஐ இவென்ச்சுவலி கைண்ட் ஆஃப் டெவலப் மை செல்ஃப் இன் டர்ம்ஸ் ஆஃப் டிசைன். ஸோ அதனால் டிசைன் இஸ் சம்திங் தட் இஸ் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் இன் ஆல் ஆஸ்பெக்ட்ஸ் ஆஃப் லைஃப், ஐ வுட் சே. யப், நாட் ஓன்லி இந்த மாதிரி கூட டிசைன்லாம் இல்லை, ப்ராஜெக்ட் பண்ணும்போது கூட தேவை, அதுக்காக வீடியோஸ் பண்ணும்போது, எடிட்டிங் பண்ணும்போது, ஸோ எல்லாத்துக்கும் தேவை, நியூஸ் லெட்டர் பண்ணும்போது. ஸோ யப், ஓகே, if you have any doubts you can stay or else you can finish. சுபி, போல் போட்டிங்களா?
அதுதான் போட்டுருக்கேன்.
ஓகே.
நான் இந்த இது எல்லாத்தையும் can you pin it to the thing that doesn't get lost?
ஓகே, ஷார்ட்கட்ஸ் delete சாரி, என்னது?
pin நான் பண்ணிட்டேன். pinning it to the
I don't have that role நினைக்கிறேன், எனக்கு தெரிஞ்ச வரைக்கும். நான் வேணா உங்களுக்கு வேணா ஒரு ஃபைல்லேயே போட்டு அனுப்புகிறேன் எல்லாத்தையும்.
நான்
பண்ணிட்டீங்களா? ஓகே. ஓகே, நைஸ். ஓகே, இது ஏன்னா இதுதான் பேசிக்கான, இது தேவையானது. ஓகே, நிறைய இருக்குது, இன்னும் இருக்குது. நான் உங்களுக்கு ஒரு ஃபைலாகவே தரேன். ஓகே, நான் அது முடிச்சு தரேன். ஏன்னா வந்து உங்களுக்கு வேறு ஒரு இது ரெடி பண்ணி தரணும், வேர்ட் டாக்குமெண்ட், அதில் என்னென்னலாம் இருக்கணும்னு சொல்லிட்டு. ஸோ அதை வச்சு நீங்கள் பண்ணால் கொஞ்சம் நல்லாயிருக்கும். ஸோ தட்ஸ் இட், வேறு எதுவும் இல்லை. ஸோ I'm sorry if I've taken whole lot of hours from your Sunday. I'm really sorry. பட் ஏன்னா நாங்கள் இது ஒர்க் ஷாப் பண்ணணும்னு இருந்தோம். ஏன்னா ஃபோட்டோஷாப்லேருந்து we have kind of made எங்களுக்கு இல்லஸ்ட்ரேட்டர் பண்ண ஆசை. பிகாஸ் ஃபார் Pattarai we have been doing posters in Illustrator, so rather than doing in Photoshop தெரியும். பட் ஆனால் அவ்வளோ அளவுக்கு யாருக்கும் இல்லஸ்ட்ரேட்டர் எல்லாருக்கும் the kind of versatile. ஸோ that's why posters பண்ணுறதுக்கு கொஞ்சம் நல்லா ஈஸியாக இருக்கும். அதனால தான் நாங்கள் வந்து நினச்சோம். ஸோ அதனால தான் இந்த சண்டே வைக்க வேண்டியதாகிடுச்சு. ஐம் ரியலி சாரி. ஓகே, இஃப் ஐம் கைண்ட் ஆஃப் ட்ரபிளிங் யூ டியூரிங் திஸ் டைம். ஓகே, ஸ்டே சேஃப், பத்திரமா இருங்க எல்லாரும். ஓகே, போர் அடிச்சதுன்னா கைண்ட் ஆஃப் டூ டிசைன், இந்த மாதிரி டிசைன் பண்ணுங்கள், நல்லாயிருக்கும். சும்மா ட்ரை பட்டு பண்ணுங்கள். தட்ஸ் இட் ஃப்ரம் மை சைட். ஓகே, the session is over, so if you want you can leave. Have a great dinner, have a great week ahead. Thank you.
Thanks, Sam. Thank you. Please don't forget to fill the feedback form.
Yeah, that's important.
And the poll is also posted, so it will be easy for us if you all go and react to your convenient time. If 6 p.m. is 6 p.m. Okay for all, else we might make necessary arrangements. And thank you so much, Mark. It was an amazing session. Thank you so much.
Pleasure's mine.
You don't have to be sorry. Can we leave?
Yeah, you can leave. Sorry, you can leave. எல்லாம் வேணா லீவ் பண்ணிக்கலாம். யாராவது டவுட்ஸ் இருந்தால் கேளுங்க, அவ்வளோதான்.